Shalom, shalom. Brothers and sisters, we are getting close to the end of Isaiah. Today will be Isaiah 56 through 60. Thus said Yahweh, guard right ruling, and do righteousness, for near is my deliverance to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man who does this, and the Son of Man who becomes strong in it, guarding the Sabbath, lest he profane it, and guarding his hand from doing any evil. And let not the son of the foreigner who has joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh has certainly separated me from his people. Nor let the eunuch say, Look, I am a dry tree. For thus said Yahweh, to the eunuchs who guard my Sabbaths, and have chosen what pleases me, and are holding on to my covenant, to them I shall give in my home, and without my walls, a place and a name better than that of sons of daughters. I give them an everlasting name that is not cut off. Also, the sons of the foreigner who joins himself to Yahweh, to serve him, and to love the name of Yahweh, to be his servants, all who guard the Sabbath, and not profane it, and are holding on to my covenant, then I shall bring to my set apart mountain, and let them rejoice in my house of prayer. Their sinning offerings and their slaughterings are accepted on my slaughter place. For my house is called a house of prayer for all the peoples. The Master Yahuwah, who gathers the outcast of Israel, declares, I gather still others to him besides those who are gathered to him. All you beasts of the field, come to devour, all you beasts in the forest. His watchmen are blind, all of them, they have not known. All of them are dumb dogs, unable to bark, dreaming, lying down, loving to slumber. And the dogs have a strong appetite. They never have enough, and they are shepherds. They have not known understanding. All of them look to their own way, every one for his own gain, for his own end, saying, Come, let me bring wine and fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as today, even much greater. The righteous one has perished, and no one takes it to heart, and committed men are taken away, while no one understands that the righteous one is taken away from the presence of evil. He enters into peace. They who walk in integrity rest on their beds. But come here, you sons of the sorceress, you offspring of the adulterer and the whore. Against whom are you sporting? Against whom do you make a wide mouth and stick out the tongue? Are you not children of transgression? Offspring of falsehood? Being inflamed with mighty ones under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys, under the clefts of the rocks. Among the smooth stones of the stream is your portion. They are your lot. Also to them you have poured a drink offering. You have offered a grain offering. Am I comforted in these? On a high and lofty mountain you have set your bed. There too you went up to slaughter a slaughtering. Also behind the doors and their posts you have set up your remembrance, for you have departed from me, and have gone up to them. You have made your bed wide, and made a covenant with them. You have loved their bed, while you saw their hand. And you went to the sovereign with ointment, and increased your perfumes. And you sent the messengers far off, and lowered yourselves even to Sheol. You have wearied yourselves with your many wanderings, yet you did not say, I give up. You have found the life of your hand, therefore you are not grieved. And of whom have you been afraid, or feared, that you have lied and not remembered me, nor taken it to your heart? Have I not been silent, even from old, and you have not feared me? Let me declare your righteousness and your works, for they do not profit you. When you cry out, let your collection of idols deliver you. But the wind shall bear them all away, a breath take them. But he who takes refuge in me shall inherit the land and possess my set apart mountain. And one shall say, heap it up, prepare the way, take the stumbling block out of the way of my people. For thus declares the high and exalted one who dwells forever, whose name is set apart. I dwell in the high and set apart place, with him who has a bruised and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of bruised ones. For I would not strive forever, nor am I wroth forever. For the spirit will grow faint before me, even the beings I have made. For the crookedness of his unfair gain, I was wroth, and I struck him. I concealed myself, and was wroth, and he went on backsliding in the way of his heart. I have seen his ways, but now I heal him, and I lead him, and restore comforts to him and to his mourners, creating the fruits of his lips, peace, peace to him who is far off and to him who is near, said Yahweh, and I shall heal him. But the wrong are like the troubled sea, for it is unable to rest, and the waters cast up mud and dirt. There is no peace, said my Elohim, for the wrong. Cry loud, do not spare. Lift up your voice like the shofar. Declare to my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me day by day, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and did not forsake the right ruling of their Elohim. They ask of me right rulings of righteousness. They delight in drawing near to Elohim. They say, why have we fasted, and you have not seen? Why have we afflicted our beings, and you took no note? Look, in the day of your fasting, you find pleasure, and drive on all your laborers. Look, you fast for strife and contention, and to strike with the fist of wrongness. You do not fast as you do this day, to make your voice heard on high. It is a fast that I have chosen. Is it a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his being? Is it to bow down his head like a bulrush, and to spread out sackcloth and ashes? Do you call this a fast and an acceptable day to Yahweh? Is this not the fast that I have chosen? To loosen the tight cords of wrongness, to undo the bonds of the yoke, to exempt the oppressed, and to break off every yoke. It is not to share your bread with the hungry. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and that you bring to your house the poor who are cast out, when you see the naked, and cover him, and not hide yourself from your own flesh? Then your light would break forth like the morning, your healing spring forth speedily, and your righteousness shall go before you. The esteem of Yahweh would be your rear guard. Then, when you call, Yahweh would answer. When you cry, he would say, here I am. If you take away the yoke from your midst, the pointing of the finger, and the speaking of unrighteousness, if you extend your being to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted being, then your light shall dawn in the darkness, and your darkness be as noon. Then Yahweh will guide you continually, and satisfy your being in drought, and strengthen your bones. And you shall be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, and whose waters do not fail. And those from among you shall build the old waste places. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations, and you would be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in. If you do turn back your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasures on my set apart day, and shall call the Sabbath a delight, the set apart day of Yahweh esteemed, and shall esteem it, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. Then you shall delight yourself in Yahweh, and I shall cause you to ride on the heights of the earth, and feed you in the inheritance of Jacob your father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. Look, the hand of Yahweh has not become too short to save, nor his ear too heavy to hear. But your crookednesses have separated you from your Elohim, and your sins have concealed his face from you, from hearing. For your hands have been defiled with blood, and your fingers with crookedness. Your lips have spoken falsehood, your tongue mutters unrighteousnesses. No one calls for righteousness, and no one pleads for truth. They trust in emptiness and speak worthlessness. They conceive trouble and bring forth wickedness. They have hatched adders' eggs, and they weave the spider's web. Whoever eats their eggs dies, and when one is broken an adder is hatched. Their webs do not become garments, nor do they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of wickedness, and a deed of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they hurry to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of wickedness, wasting and ruin, and are in their highways. The way of peace they have not known, and there is no right ruling in their ways. They have made crooked paths for themselves. Whoever treads in them shall not know peace. Therefore, right ruling has been far from us, and righteousness does not reach us. We look for light, but there is darkness; for brightness, but we walk in thick darkness. We feel for the walls like the blind, and we feel as without eyes. At noon we stumble as at twilight, in deserted places like the dead. All of us growl like bears and moan sadly like doves. We look for right ruling, but there is none; for deliverance, but it is far from us. For our transgressions have increased before you, and our sins witnessed against us. For our transgressions are with us, and as for our crookednesses, we know them. Transgressing and being untrue to Yahweh, and turning away from our Elohim, speaking oppression and apostasy, conceiving and pondering words of falsehood from the heart, and right ruling is driven back, and righteousness stands far off, for truth has fallen in the streets, and right is unable to enter. And the truth is lacking, and whoever turns away from evil makes himself a prey. And Yahweh saw, and it displeased him that there was no right ruling. And he saw that there was no man, and was astonished that there was no intercessor. So his own arm saved for him, and his righteousnesses upheld him. And he put on righteousness, as a breastplate, and a helmet of deliverance on his head. And he put on garments of vengeance for clothing, and wrapped himself with ardor as a mantle. According to their deeds, so he repays wrath to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. He repays recompense to the coastlands. And they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his esteem from the rising of the sun. When distress comes like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh drives at it. I think there's a thing here, and it says the word could also be in. So When distress comes like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh drives in it. That probably goes better with what is being expressed. Because drives at it is more like he's going to combat it for me. But anyway. Moving on. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and to those turning from transgression in Jacob, declares Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, said Yahweh. My spirit that is upon you, and my words that I have put in your mouth, shall not be withdrawn from your mouths, nor from the mouth of your descendants, nor from the mouth of your descendants, said Yahweh, from this time and forever. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the esteem of Yahweh has risen upon you. For look, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But Yahweh arises over you, and his esteem is seen upon you. And the nations shall come to your light. It's a reference to Isaiah and Revelations. And the nations shall come to your light, and sovereigns to the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around, and see, all of them have gathered. They have come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are supported on the side. Then you shall see and be bright, and your heart shall throb and swell. For the wealth of the sea is turned to you. The richness of the nations come to you. A stream of camels cover your land. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All those from Sheba come, bearing gold and incense, and proclaiming the praises of Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar are gathered to you. The rams of Nebaioth serve you. They come up for acceptance on my slaughter place, and I embellish my esteemed house. Who are those who fly like a cloud, and like doves to their windows? Because the coastlands wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, to the name of Yahweh from Elohim, your Elohim, and to the set apart one of Israel, because he has adorned you. And the sons of foreigners shall build your walls, and their sovereigns serve you. For in my wrath I have stricken you, but in my delight I shall have compassion on you. And your gates shall be open continually. They are not shut day or night, to bring to you the wealth of the nations, and their sovereigns in procession. For the nations and the reign that do not serve you shall perish, and those nations shall be utterly laid waste. The esteem of Lebanon shall come to you, cypress, pine, and the box tree together, to embellish the place of my set apart place. And I shall make the place of my feet esteemed. And the sons of those who afflicted you come bowing to you. And all those who despise you shall bow themselves at the soles of your feet. And they shall call you City of Yahweh, Sion of the set apart one of Israel. Instead of you being forsaken and hated, so that no one passes through you, I shall make you an everlasting excellence, a joy of many generations. And you shall suck the milk of the nations, and shall suckle the breasts of the sovereigns. And you shall know that I, Yahweh, your Savior, and your Redeemer, am the mighty one of Jacob. Instead of bronze, I bring gold, and instead of iron, I bring silver, and bronze instead of wood, and iron instead of stones. And I shall make your officers peace, and your magistrates righteousness. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor ruin within your borders. And you shall call your walls deliverance, and your gates praise. No longer is the sun your light by day, nor does the moon give light to you for brightness. But Yahweh shall be to you an everlasting light, and your Elohim your comeliness. No longer does your sun go down, nor your moons withdraw in itself. For Yahuwah shall be your everlasting light, and the days of your mourning shall be ended. And your people, all of them righteous, shall inherit the earth forever, a branch of my planting, a work of my hands, to be adorned. The little shall become 1,000, and the small one a strong nation. I, Yahuwah, shall hasten it in its time. That's pretty cool. Definitely a lot of stuff where at least for me, definitely see where Paul's getting the idea of of being grafted into, of us being grafted into, the nations being grafted into. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yahuwah shall hasten it in its time. I want to say that Jesus said it, but I could be wrong in this, so don't take my word for it. But if it wasn't for God speeding up time or speeding things up, even the very elect would be deceived. Also, an interesting rabbit hole if you're willing to go down it. Who are the elect? I don't necessarily know, but I always thought it was us. Could still be us, but I don't know. Also, 56, dude. I maybe I mean, we're not there yet, but it'll definitely be something I'm looking at. Um, I've I've seen people, I've heard people recently be like, Saturday isn't the Sabbath, or we don't have to keep the Sabbath. Jesus is my Sabbath, etc., etc. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. 56 is pretty. Thus said Yahweh, guard right ruling, and do righteousness, for near is my deliverance to come, and my righteousness to be revealed. Now, God is still speaking. God is still speaking. Blessed is the man who does this, and the Son of Man who becomes strong in it. Who becomes strong in it. So you got some repetition in it. You got some repetition in it, right? When you put reps in something, that's how you become stronger at it. The first time's not easy, most of the time. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, the stronger you get. Anyway, the Son of Man who becomes strong in it, guarding the Sabbath, lest he profane it, and guarding his hand from doing any evil. For thus said Yahuwah to the eunuchs who guard my Sabbaths. Now, what are his Sabbaths? There are multiple. Now, okay, yeah, there's 52 weeks in a year. Of course, there's multiple Sabbaths. Real quick, just real quick. Leviticus 23 is the verse or the chapter on feast times. So, and Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, the appointed times of Yahuwah which you are to proclaim, set apart gathering. My appointed times are these." So first off, this is an appointed time. This is an appointed time. 6 days work is done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, a set apart gathering. You do no work; it is the Sabbath to Yahuwah in all your dwelling places. These are the appointed times of Yahuwah, set apart gatherings which you are to proclaim in their appointed times. In the first new moon of the 14th day of the first new moon, between the evenings, is the Pesach, or the Passover, to Yahuwah, And on the 15th day of this new moon is the festival of Matzot to Yahuwah. 7 days you eat unleavened bread. On the first day you have a set-apart gathering, and you do no servile work. And you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahuwah for 7 days. And on the 7th day is this set-apart gathering, you do no servile work. There's one of them in here. I thought I was going to say you treat it like a Sabbath. Now, technically, I would still say you treat it like a Sabbath because you do no servile work, right? And that's you do no work. So yeah. Anyway, also, forever. I don't know what forever means to you guys. Oh yeah, okay. So atonement. Yom HaKippurim. Yom Kippur. Day of Atonement, basically, or the Day of Coverings. Spring rain, an offering made by fire to Yahweh, and you do no work on that same day, as for it is Yom Kippur, to make atonement for you before Yahweh your Elohim. For any being who is not afflicted on that same day, he shall be cut off from his people. And any being who does any work on that same day, that being I shall destroy from the midst of his people. You do no work, a law forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It is a Sabbath of rest to you. So I'm I guess they're not all Sabbaths, technically speaking, but I knew it said something. I knew one of them was like a Sabbath, but most of these are also, they have days where you do no servile work. So I mean, it's pretty Sabbath-y, I guess you could say. So, but yeah. Anyway, guard the Sabbath, and we'll see. We'll get there. I'm leaning into this. I'm optimistic. Maybe I'm missing something. Who knows? Right? That's why we're doing this. But if I feel like there would have been something said at some point in time already. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow. We're gonna finish this tomorrow. It's pretty cool, in my opinion. But yeah, as always, I love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful time, whatever time it is for you. Day, night. May Yahweh bless you and guard you. Yahweh make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahweh lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.